call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Howdy, long time no see. I highly doubt that anyone's gonna listen to this cause it's been a little while. There's been a bit of a view drop off, and it's made me feel a little insecure. I won't even lie to you, but this one's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. I do not feel good today. I feel sad. I feel frustrated. I feel a very large flurry of negative emotions at this exact moment. Wahoo. I'm also gonna not let this one go too long. My goal is to maybe let it be like 15 to 20 minutes so I can have a good old turnaround time so I can make it a video today. Let's see if I can keep that promise to myself. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I've been trying to move for almost a month now. Move with my roommate to a new apartment and really start my life from there. But there is one problem. Two different problems. I'll talk about the one closer to me. The problem on my end is I've also been on the job hunt, right? And here's the crazy thing. I'm able to get interviews and do what I gotta do, but once or twice, the jobs I applied for ended up being some weird marketing firms. And for those of you who don't know or don't give a fuck about that, let me tell you why that's not a good thing. I don't want a job that's like full commission. You know, I like knowing how much I'm getting an hour. I like being a cog in this system. I just want to be nothing more than an ingredient to help my boss further his capitalistic goals. Why? Because I'm 25. And I just want money right now. Simple as that. So it hasn't been hard getting those jobs in any way, shape, or form. But when it comes to looking for something I really, really want, it's like, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Because in order to move, I need to, verify my income. And while I do have verifiable income through, self-employed means, it's like, I don't know. I'm still gonna submit that. But having a solid job makes things much, much, much easier. But the good news is that I'm at the very end of the hiring process for 2 different jobs, and I've just been kind of two-timing them, just waiting, because I'm never going to put all my eggs in one basket, because I know what it's like to, put all of your hopes in one place only for life to crash it the fuck down, And it really sucks. It really sucks when something like that happens. But, I'm gonna have some hope right now. As for the second thing, it's, I wanna say this, and then I'll let you decide whether or not this is a good thing. Let's say you know somebody. They're a pretty good person, they're a pretty awesome person, you fucking love this person. They're genuinely amazing. But sometimes they make impulsive or rash decisions that kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say hurt you, but they do little things that over time they start to add up, and then they add up, and then they add up, and you start to wonder what goes on in this person's head per se. Like maybe it's a comment one day, maybe it's an action one day, but overall, after a while, you realize, wow, this does not feel good. I do not like the words or the actions this person is taking towards me. But in all of those individual moments, you don't really bring them up per se, because it feels like you're turning a molehill into a mountain, when in reality, each situation is more like a little pebble that's becoming a mountain for you, you know? And I'm someone who's rather straightforward when it comes to my feelings, so it kind of shocked me to be like, oh God, I'm feeling like this about somebody. Oof. They're doing all these little things that are adding up and it's fucking with me. And to tell you the truth, this person's actually a really close friend of mine. Like, I love this motherfucker. But it's also like, huh. I really don't know how to properly convey this. Because they're not the type of person to blow up on me. They've never done that before. We've known each other too long. Nor are they the type of person to be necessarily overdramatic. But it's like, it's really hard to explain. I'll try my best to explain it. Hear me out. So let's say in a vacuum, this person I'm talking about has someone they might be a little bit annoyed with. There is a chance that they could either straight up tell this person they're annoyed with them, maybe tell them in a slightly mean way, to be real with you, if it happens over a very, very, very long period of time. But at the same time, there's also a chance that this person could end up being a pushover and letting them fuck with them while they lightly complain to somebody else. I don't really know how to really describe them because they're very incongruent. And a lot of their actions don't really match up to any, how would I say it, archetype of person, per se, which makes everything much harder to process and think about. But the fact that I'm even thinking about this person means that there is at least a problem to me that should be addressed. And I'm kind of just talking about it here. I don't really know how to go into it, so I might do that in a later video, unless it's solved or resolved between videos. Which is something I hope for. You see the title of this video. Oh yeah, hi, I'm D. Look at me remembering. I'm remembering shit. I'm remembering. I do remember. I just want to be able to breathe, to be happy, to not have little things stressing me out, to just be able to play my piano and just be some semblance of what I would personally call happiness. I feel like I've talked about this before, and I probably have, which means things haven't changed too much, unfortunately. But yeah, let me keep on talking of it, because I don't want to just leave you hanging with some fuck-ass, almost 8-minute or whatever video after you haven't heard me in a bit. Well, if you're still here, I don't really think any of you are here, I'm not really sure. So I'll talk about something else. I'll talk about something that actually made me really happy over the past few months. I haven't really talked about it too much because I was insecure about it, but I'm gonna try my best to describe it. When it comes to love and getting to know people, one of my biggest fears is honestly not just being forgotten by someone, but being just feeling expendable in the world of love. Feeling like I could meet somebody, get to know them, but then they get to know someone else and they're like, oop, this is the better choice. I'm gonna go to them. Bye-bye now, but they don't even say bye-bye, which has been my experience with dating over the past few years. It's mostly just people trying to get the best they can get, and thus kind of communicating to me that I am not the best that they can get. Which, in some cases, it's kind of understandable. You know, there's certain things in my life that I think would be able to improve. But it kind of hurts, you know, getting to that realization when someone when someone just ghosts you in general, you know? And yes, there's valid reasons for ghosting someone when they're being freaky-deaky or oompy-doompy, but it kind of sucks just getting up, getting ready for a date, being really hyper because I've been talking to someone for a few months, and then suddenly they're just gone, not responding to text messages anymore. And you're like, oh, where did you go? I thought we kinda, got along, thought we liked each other. And then you kind of just sit there like, oh god, well, I wasted my fucking time. Rip. But what I'm about to tell you is not about this. It's about the exact opposite happening, even though I thought it would happen. So it was about 2-ish months ago. I'm using one of those cool, fancy schmancy apps, you know? Not like the Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, or whatever, because I was very, very burnt out on those, because to me, those were just, how would I say it? Those were just, I forgot the term I like using. Wow. But basically, you just look at faces and you choose based on the face or whatever. And you're like, whoa, is this a cute face? Is this not a cute face? Left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, I was using a different app. Am I gonna say which one? No, because I'm goofy. And some of you would probably be able to find me because you can actually find specific people on said app. And I've given too many identifiable traits. But basically, I matched with this really, really, really cute girl. And I was like, oh dear. But then this other part of me was like, nah, she's probably not real, or she's maybe a bot or something, or, aw man, I don't know, probably gets a lot of attention, you know. I was speaking very thoroughly from insecurity and experience. Because in my ever-shrinking dating pool, that's kind of how it's been. Maybe she's just a beep boop girl. I'll send a captcha or something saying, hey, fill out this captcha. Or, I don't know, I'm just a little insecure, because I'm like, oh no, she's probably got all these different suitors, all these other girls and boys talking to her or whatever. She's not gonna look at me. But then we started talking. And she messaged me first, asking me, like, about my favorite VTuber, and I was like, yo, bet. And then we kept talking. And we kept talking. And while talking, I was kind of at, like, my wit's end with the app, so I was like, I'm not even gonna, like, do any charades or fanfare or whatever, like, is usually done on said apps, where you're trying to act as socially acceptable and likable as possible. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm too weird. I don't want to pretend anymore. If you don't like me for me, then you don't like me for me. And honestly, I'd much rather be with someone who, you know, likes me than some weird image of me that I'm sculpting up or whatever. 'Cause that's not me. That's not me. But we kept talking and talking and talking and talking, and it was like, oh god, wow, we're still here? Wow. And after like a little while, we ended up moving to Discord of all places, which made me really happy. 'Cause like, I have an Instagram account, I have Snapchat, but I don't use either of those accounts at all. I use my Instagram to post, like, maybe some cat-related picture or something every few fucking months so that my family knows I'm alive. And I use Snapchat for one friend, but now I talk to that friend on Discord again, so my Snapchat is non-existent or whatever. It's like, my name on Snapchat is like fucking Uniqua from the backyard again, so take that with a grain of salt. It's a very not serious account. But yeah, she and I kept talking even on Discord. It kept going, and suddenly I met her sister, and suddenly she met my roommate, and suddenly I met her nieces, and suddenly she met my grandma. And now, 2 months in, I'm like, oh my god, we're still talking? And the crazier thing about her is that it's like, it's kind of building up my confidence a little. And I won't even lie to you, there's still this very tiny part of me that's still, you know, afraid, because, you know, if I were to have run into someone who didn't ghost me, chances are I still wouldn't be effectively single right now. But talking to her, I'm like, oh gosh, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like I'm in a relationship again. But I'm also scared because, you know, I've been at this stage before. I've been here before where I really liked someone and it seems like they really like me and they disappear, so I'm still gonna give it some time and see where it goes. And I'm really happy to see where things go. But I'm a little scared, I won't lie to you. But one thing I'm definitely doing now that I did not do back then is I'm just treating it like, everything is going to be fine, everything's going to move forward. I do still have my paranoid thoughts. I still think, oh god, what if this happens, what if that happens, or whatever. But I really don't want to. Because I also believe in the self-fulfilling prophecy, where if you believe something enough, it'll happen, whether it's positive or negative. Because I've run into so many people who self-sabotage every part of their life. Where they're like, I'm not gonna get this promotion anyway. So they put on like a shit-ass attitude, they go to work, they do the bare minimum, and then even if they weren't getting a promotion in the first place, they're absolutely not gonna be considered for one by their by upper management and supervisors because they're doing shit-ass work at that point because they didn't think they'd get one in the first place. And the same goes for love, because I've run into, to use some funny words, incels and femcels who just have the absolute worst opinions of the gender they're attracted to. And it's kind of like, I'll look from the outside and go, damn, I'm gonna be real with you, I can see exactly why you're single. Which is a crazy, wild-ass sentence, especially if it's someone I'm kind of friends with. But it's facts, though. Sometimes you can look at someone, see them complaining about the opposite gender, and then see why that person in particular is, like, single. Whether they're like, yeah, man, women just want this, women just want that, or, oh, man, men are just this, men are just that, blah, 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 right? And I'm just over here drinking my water like, oh God. Because one thing I had to recently learn or realize is that not everyone on Earth gets to have the liberty of being able to reject somebody. And you have to be in a certain position of power to be able to reject someone or to be in said state. Because I'm trying to accept the fact that there are people, once again, that for some godforsaken reason find me attractive. Like, to bring up this really beautiful girl I'm still talking to. She's one of those people. She genuinely thinks I'm really, really cute. And it's hard for me to accept, to be entirely honest with you. Because I feel like, in my mind, if I were quote-unquote attractive or cute or whatever, I feel like a lot of my past crushes or things like that would have gone a lot better. But even with that, I also have to admit that back then, I was also really, really insecure. So even if said crushes did talk to me, I probably would have been like, oh, they don't really like me, you know? Once again, it's a combination of depression, roll credits, and self-sabotage. Where if I don't believe something's gonna happen, and I put in zero effort to make that thing happen, chances are that thing won't happen, you know? And that's just something I think about a lot. But yeah, what I'm talking about does not necessarily match this title, but I think it also does, because I really, really do want some semblance of peace. I want mental peace. Gosh, I want to be able to wake up and be like, things are at least like, you know? Antidepressants are helping with that. To an extent. I want emotional peace. Because it's hitting me that I do have some deep-rooted problems due to a lot of really fucked up things that have happened to me in my past. Not gonna lie. An emotional peace would feel nice too. And as an adult, of course, financial peace. Financial peace would be nice because, well, I wouldn't say there's a lot of things I want to do in life, but I also don't want to be pulled away from potential things I want to do in life because I'm just doing work. Money, you know? Because I feel like that also stops someone from reaching their goals if they're so unbelievably focused on work and money and, well, trying to survive. Because I used to live in fight or flight mode, and I would much rather not be in fight or flight mode anymore. But yeah, my apologies because it has been quite some time since the video. It's just I have been a combination of depressed, roll credits one more time, and I've been talking to this girl. She's a cool bean. She's a very cool bean. And I just need something. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I'm stressed the fuck out right now. I I need a fucking hug if I'm being real with you. I need like a big ass hug. But I don't have anyone here to give me a hug. Like there's no one here to give me a fucking hug. Like I know damn well my roommate's not gonna give me a hug. I mean if I ask for one, I might get a hug, but it's weird. My grandma, I mean I guess, but I hate to say it, she's kind of the source of my stress, so it would be very counterproductive to ask her for a hug. So I've been like attempting to hug my cats, but it's like it's not the same as like with a person, which is so weird because I don't really fuck with people touching me. Unless I'm like emotionally sensitive, then it's a little different. Then hug the shit out of me, like destroy me, choke me. Like hug me so hard that like you know those Capri Sun packets, like when you're done drinking them and you go la 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 la, and then it's like really it's really skinny. Like after you suck all the juice out of it, that's me. I want to be hugged so hard I look like a fucking Capri Sun packet. And that like you hear those old respect the pouch commercial. You hear that dude just pop out of nowhere like respect the pouch, respect it, raw, grr, you know, just being all whatever. Yeah. I want to be hugged like that. I want to be hugged like a Capri Sun pouch. That's my zodiac sign too. I'm a Capri Sun. Fun fact if you didn't know that. And if you're a little bit if you are a treadmill that moves at 1 mile an hour, I mean Capricorn. Hey look, I said it nicely, I think. No, I'm still very rude. Okie dokie. You'll see me again. If there's, I don't know, if like anyone fucking watches this, then sure I'll make another one. But if it's like a whole 2 people, I might feel demotivated. Because I'm transparent. Let's go. But yeah, I'm sleepy. I'm very sleepy. So I'm going to edit this and see what happens. Bye-bye. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah.